Good evening, everyone. It's the 28th of February. It's the last day of the month. Tomorrow will be the 1st of March. I titled this video, When You Get Bad News. What do you do when you get bad news? Do you react and get all angry? You know, sometimes it's hard when you get bad news not to get angry. I got some bad news today. I won't go into the details, but you know, it's always helpful to know that God is in control of every situation that goes on, you know, whatever it is. And that gives us a lot of comfort in knowing that He's in charge. Even the bounds of our habitation are in His control. Any bad news you get's in the hand of God, okay? If you believe He predestinated all things, you can rest in that. You know, we're living in the midst of Babylon. There's many false prophets out there. There's many false churches. Now they're trying to really promote this Jesus Revolution movie, which is an absolute farce. And you've got all of these groups that are preaching false doctrine like Billy Graham and Adrian Rogers of the past, and now we have, and of course we know all about Calvary Chapel and how it started out with Chuck Smith, and then what was the new guy's name that took over? I forget his name now. But anyway, I think he's no longer living either, but you've got all of these Southern gospel music people that are touting false doctrine in their music. I talked to a guy this week who used to sing for the Blackwood Brothers. He used to sing tenor for the Blackwood Brothers, and he said they were the most heathen people he'd ever been around in his life. He said they had beer on their buses, they had drugs on their buses. He also knew the lead singer for Oak Ridge Boys. He said the guy was just a total heathen. And he had to get away from it. Well, God brought him away from it. Just like God has brought us all out of these things that we've been involved in the past. You know, cause us to repent of those things and turn away from it. You know, and some of the things he told me about the Blackwood Brothers, I was just in shock. I really was. And also some of the things he told me about some of the other Southern gospel singers. It just shocked me. But if you have the wrong foundation, if you have the wrong doctrine, then you're gonna live that out in your life, you know. And he said that J.D. Sumner was around J.D. Sumner a lot, and I guess he was drunk all the time, and even bragged about the fact that he could sing lower when he was drunk. This all in the name of Christianity, you know. And we have all of these, you know, you say, well, why are you bringing all of this up? Well, we're living in Babylon. We're living in the midst of Babylon, and we're living amongst a lot of false teaching. When people are promoting the free will of man, and they're promoting that you can live any way you want to and still be a Christian, when they don't hold people accountable for their actions, and they have sloppy grace, and they brag about all of their worldly events they go to and what they're participating in, you say, well, you're a legalist. No, I'm not a legalist. You know, it's like I heard a minister make the statement. He says that people don't mind quoting Ephesians 2:8, but they never want it 2:8 and 10, but they never quote Ephesians 2:8, 10, and 11. You know, for by grace are you saved through faith, not of works, lest any man should boast. But God hath ordained that we should walk in these good works. You know, people think that they are not even held accountable to God for their life and the way they walk. You know, you think you should be participating in drunkenness and lasciviousness and lust of the flesh and running around on your wife and looking at pornography and doing drugs and all these other things, and you still going to take on the name of Christ? Paul preached against this. He said, don't company with fornicators, is what he told them. And so, tonight, I know I'm kind of on a rant, but, when you have the evangelical churches all joining arms with the Roman Catholics and welcoming them into their fold, what else would you expect? We know how much sexual immorality is going on in the Roman Catholic Church. They've paid out millions and millions and millions of dollars for sexual abuse of children, and the priests that have sexually abused children, and how many of the nuns have been sexually abused, and homosexuality is running rampant among the priests. And so, you're going to have Billy Graham, before he died, said one of the most moral people on the face of the earth was the Pope. Give me a break. If that's the most moral, I wonder what's the most immoral, representing an organization like that, and an organization that killed over 50 million people. And so, look at history. Look what the Roman Catholic Church did to all these people during the Inquisition. You say, well, that was then, this is now. No, it's still going on today. All the abuse, sexual abuse, immorality, everything is still going on, plus all the lies of their false doctrine with the Mariolatry and the Mass and Christmas and all of that garbage, And so tonight I'm calling it out, saying, come out from among her and be ye separate. Leave the whore of Babylon. Don't be a part or parcel of it. I'm speaking to Southern Baptist ministers. I'm speaking to people who say they are Christian, but yet they're holding on to the false doctrine, the lies of free will. I'm talking to people who are upholding the Arminian doctrine. I'm talking to people who are touting the lies that are perpetrated by the Southern Baptist Convention and their seminaries today. And I'm talking to almost all the evangelical churches across the board. Well, that's what I have on my mind this morning. I know that may not be real encouraging to you, but I think it's time to do a reality check. Make our calling and election sure. Not rest on our laurels, so to speak. And call out a spade a spade. Call evil evil and good good. Now we're just the opposite in our culture. We're calling evil good and good evil. Well, I hope you all have a blessed day, and let us not be weary in well-doing. God bless.